Hello everyone, welcome back to the unboxing series. I'm your host as always, Sector here. I'm doing great. How about you guys? I hope you're also doing great. Before us, the time finally came to unbox Call of Duty Black Ops 6, courtesy of Black Friday at Altix, our favorite retailer. And I managed to snatch this for roughly 42 euros, 44, $46, I think, which was a steal. And once again, reinforcing the fact that physical media is not only the best way to own stuff, but also the cheapest. Because by no means did I ever see a steeper discount for this game on the PlayStation Store, on key sites, or even on Steam. So this is by far the best way of doing this. Black Ops 6, not the best of video games, not the best Call of Duty game. It held much promise, and it, from the previews, it was right up my alley because of being a Cold War video game. I was born in 1991, so the Cold War resonates with me the most, and 91 is one key number combination for me. Why am I saying this stuff? Well, basically, the video game held much promise, and it would be a very interesting case study of how not to develop a video game if we are to delve into what happened in terms of the development of Black Ops 6. Because basically, there are glimpses that the game was destined for greatness. Basically, the way you interact with Savati, with the McNamara missions, as far as I remember, because it's a year ago. I played it on Game Pass. I completed the campaign, and I have the walkthrough on my YouTube channel uploaded. Basically, it held much promise, but it devolved, especially at the end with the mind funk missions and everything that happened with the zombie missions, with the kind of sleeper agent kind of thing. Basically, I was expecting it to be a much more grounded experience. There are uh, there are some really nice things, really nice characters. I remember Aminata, for example, or Seger, I think. Seger, because it's similar with Sector, with my own nickname. Basically, this is the same kind of abbreviation that I use everywhere I go. This is basically my the name I chose for myself to represent who I really am. Sector is an association with of the verb seg, the root verb, which, if you know German, you know what Sieg means. If you know Sieg, effectively, because they pronounce the S before a vowel like Z, which happens the same in French. If you know what Sigur in Icelandic means, or the verb to win, and basically it's an association between the action of winning and the doer. The ter particle indicates the agent of the action. So basically, like magister or actor, it's the same. It's the source of the action, the one commanding the action. And this was basically, it held much promise for me, and I was frustrated when it didn't reach the heights it was set out to do. It was set out to accomplish, because in terms of, even in terms of graphical and engine prowess, you will see that the PlayStation 5 Pro has many advantages over the base PS5 or the Xbox Series X, not to mention the Xbox Series S, but these differences are in terms of attention to detail, in terms of resolution, in terms of shadow quality. But the PlayStation 5 Pro version is an entire beast of its own. Basically, it is one of the most captivating implementations of PlayStation 5 Pro optimization. And I was really impressed by the way they have handled it. Treyarch has handled it, and it showed that they had enough time to put things together, and the game looked, sounded, and behaves really good. I'm fairly impressed with how it behaves. However, I had gripes with the campaign. I had gripes with the multiplayer. I wanted to play it more to take advantage of the battle passes and of the content drops, but I couldn't bring myself to being that consistent with the video game. And in terms of content, as far as I'm concerned, this has plenty of it. Even Modern Warfare 2019 has plenty of content, great campaign. Modern Warfare 2022, Modern Warfare 2 is my favorite out of the Modern Warfare series. And I was really expecting this to blow the campaign out of the water, the campaign of the former Call of Duty developed by Treyarch, which is basically this guy, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, which had a really great campaign. And this is the one to play for the campaign. This is actually amazing in terms of campaign. It's Treyarch at its peak. It's Treyarch done right. So this is the way it looks. And you will notice that there is no console wars on my end. I also play on the PC. If the Nintendo Switch 2 would have been OLED and it would have featured trophies or achievements, I would have bought it by now. But if these things are missing, it's such a huge deal for me that I'm not yet willing to buy it. Because as I mentioned before, I'm not into video games because I get bored. I'm into video games because they mean something for me. In myself, I may be accused of arrogance, but I see myself as a patron of arts. The music I listen to, the films I watch, the videos I watch, documentaries, the things I buy are statements of my interests. And I'm particularly careful with the stuff I buy. Although it may not seem so, this is the reason why I refuse to condone any kind of popular kind of trends, and I only answer to myself, basically. This is the way Black Ops Cold War, and this is basically really awesome campaign, and it's really something else. And also the multiplayer is good, but it has its limitations, of course. However, from a technical standpoint, this is awesome. This, especially for the PlayStation 5 Pro, this is by far the best way to play it on console. And dare I say, also on PC, because the PC performance is nothing to write home about. Of course, it is going to look better, but in terms of optimization, I can safely state that Black Ops 6 is a much more impressive PlayStation 5 port, PlayStation 5 Pro version of a video game than Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 feels like a lazy attempt. It doesn't differentiate itself that much from the base consoles, and it doesn't feel that stopgap between the base consoles and the PlayStation 5 Pro. Basically, the CD was free to move. Okay. Lovely art. I love the Danger Orange. And this is the reason why I also love the way 31/03/2025. Okay, so it's basically gone. Call of Duty Shop merchandise. It's interesting because they advertise merchandise, and I can get behind that. I'm a huge fan of merchandise myself. As we are speaking, I'm wearing a Call of Duty shirt, actually a Call of Duty World War II shirt, I think. It's actually purple, and it has Call of Duty branding on it. So this is it. I was expecting so much more out of this. From a technical standpoint, it's perfection. It's one of the best PlayStation 5 Pro versions of any video game ever made. But from a campaign standpoint, this needed more work. And what I can assure you of is that they had things where they basically began from scratch all over again. Yes, I know, not completely, but the concept of the game is fragmented. And there are some very strong points about the video game, and there are some major oversights on the part of Treyarch and the rest of the guys developing this. So this is Black Ops 6, best-selling franchise on PlayStation. Yes, so this is the real deal. And I think this is going to end with Black Ops 7, because Black Ops 7 is an epic fail. It's a fail of biblical proportions. It's something so bad that I know people like to mention that Call of Duty and Microsoft are too big to fail, but this time around they fucked up. They went full retard, and you never go full retard, to quote Robert Downey Jr. No, it was bad. It was, once again, AI crippling the gaming development. This also had some AI, some dubious calling cards with the Santa with 6 fingers and stuff like that. So basically, sadly, as you can see over here, no offline mode, which is bullshit. This is a very bad token of things to come. We are already there, basically. Campaign, multiplayer, zombies, not much in terms of storyline. Russell Adler looks very badass. It's basically the highlight of the video game in terms of character design. Overall, not a bad game, but if you want a campaign done right, you will have to play this. This is awesome in terms of campaign. But if you want some silver lining before the utter darkness that is Black Ops 7, you'll have to buy this. And this, as I mentioned before, was bought for 42 euros, I think, which is far cheaper than any kind of sale that has been going on the PlayStation Digital Store and on Steam as well. And you get yourself a physical copy of the video game, which is fucking awesome. I'm a huge fan of physical media, and I hope it never goes away. Basically, I'm looking forward to the PlayStation 6 and looking forward to shipping. It would be awesome if it shipped with an optical drive, because to be honest with you, they should make it backward compatible with the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4 titles, and also ship it with an optical drive. So, this has been it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Tell me in the comments what you think about things. Sector out.